Respected all, it is my great pleasure we all are getting together through this virtual platform. Again, I welcome all delegates, research scholars, students from academics, industries, those who are joined with us through this platform and celebrating this event. I am Dr. Meenal Gupta, Assistant Professor in Chemistry in Department, Government Arts and Science College, Ratlam, Madhya Pradesh, India. Today we are celebrating and motivating all contributions of women as societal, political, scientific, as well as everyday in life aspects through organizing in everyday in life aspects international event Global Women Breakfast 2022, which is organized by Chemistry Department, Government Arts and Science College, Ratlam, Madhya Pradesh, India, under the umbrella of IUPAC, International Union Bureau of Applied Chemistry, and collaborated with Association of Chemistry Teacher, care of TIFRI, Mumbai, on this day, 16th February 2022. On this occasion, our Honorable Patron, Dr. Sanjay Vate, Principal, Government Arts and Science College, Ratlam, Madhya Pradesh, India, and respected Sir Dr. Y.K. Mishra, Head of the Chemistry Department, and our Honorable Chief Guest, uh, Dr. Brajesh Pare, President ACT, Professor and Head, Madhav Science College, Ujjain, and our eminent speaker, Dr. Neelam Gurnani, Madam, uh, from USA, medical writer, clinical development, and medical affairs from USA, and our renowned speaker, Mrs. Sangotia Singh, Principal, Ratlam Public School, CBCSE CT Coordinator, Ratlam, Madhya Pradesh, India, are also joined and here with us. And thanks to all. And our IQAC coordinator, Dr. Bhavna Deshpande, Madam, Professor of Mathematics, also joined with us. And our World Bank coordinator, Dr. Vinod Sharma, sir, also joined with us. All faculty members and all delegates are joined with our this program, and thanks to all of us. First of all, we I would like to invite respected Professor Y.K. Mishra sir, Professor and Head Chemistry Department, to welcome and introduce our chief guest. Please share us over to sir.
Thank you, Meenal. It is my proud privilege to welcome our both the students, those who are the renowned speakers today. It is, of course, it is a great pleasure for me to welcome both the speakers, eminent speakers, Ms. Gurunani, and now she is Neelam Boksani, and Sayukta Singh. Earlier she was the Sayukta Sharma. I hope on this occasion, it is a pleasure of our college. That is our college student is achieved so high, and definitely it will be a great pleasure for the Ratlam, Madhya Pradesh. She is working in USA and she is working at Bhopal as well as at the national level, that is the Delhi, related to the CBSE. As for today's event is concerned, our patron, Dr. Sanjay Bate, due to her busy schedule, is not able to join today. And this program event is organized in collaboration with the ICT, ACT. His president is Dr. Brajesh Pare, Professor and Head, Department of Chemistry, Madhav Science College, and General Secretary D. Prabhu, also not joined with the busy schedule with the other engagement of the same event. I welcome again Madam Gurnani as well as Madam Sangeeta Singh. Also welcome our IQAC coordinator, Dr. Bhavna Deshpande, and the technical session student speaker of our college, Ms. Jaya, who is the MSc student, and Aditi Joshi is the BSc student, and one of the student speaker from the Pune. She is doing MSc from Pune. She belongs to Ratlam, but Rashi Upadhyay. Those who are participated in the technical session will explain how the students are engaged with the science activity. As for today's event is concerned, we all aware of that. This Global Women Breakfast 2022 is organized every year under the umbrella of the IUPAC. This IUPAC is, as where the science students and the chemistry students well known, pure and applied chemistry. As a successor of the International Congress of Applied Chemistry for the advancement of science, it is the interaction federation of National Academy organization that represents chemists in individual countries and member of the International Science Congress. This global breakfast is organized on a single day in February of each year in the conjugation with the United Nations Day of Women and Girls, those who are actively engaged in various areas of science. As we all know about the theme for the 2022 breakfast is the empowering chemistry in science, which aims to inspire younger generations to pursue his her career in science. One of the major reasons to organize this event is to establish an active network of both men and women to overcome the barriers of gender equality in science. Hence, such global breakfast facilitates the formation of the communities on the local, regional, and international scale to share ideas and strategies for progress in science. Keeping this in mind, Chemistry Department of the Government Arts and Science College Ratlam has organized this event. As we all are aware that for today's breakfast, our speakers are Ms. Neelam Baksani and Ms. Sangeeta Singh. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce our esteemed speakers. Ms. Neelam Baksani, as we already she, she belongs to Ratlam. She was the student of our college, our institution, and she did the graduation, MSc, and PhD from the Vikram University. She completed the graduation from Girls College, MSc from Government Arts and Science College, and pursued her PhD degree from the Vikram University School of Chemistry Department under the precious guidance of Dr. B.K. Mehta and co-guidance of Dr. Madhu Gupta. Presently, she is working with she completed her PhD in the isolation and characterization of novel bioactive constituents from the vanilla beans and red chili seeds. Now she is working or serving as a regulatory medical writer with the Rose Molecular Diagnostics Science since October 2021. She, along with this, her research maintenance worked on finding the alternatives and complementary treatment for COVID-19 from the natural resources found in the Caribbean region. Our second speaker, that is Ms. Sayukta Singh, she did a dual master degree from our institution in organic chemistry as well as in the drugs and medicinal chemistry. Along with this, she also did a B.Ed from University of Colorado, USA, and also completed the course, advanced course for based on the imparting for betterment of the education from the USA. Presently, she is the director of Ratlam Public School, which is for the of this school. Her mother was the founder of this school. She inspired from her mother, and from the beginning, she is running this school. From the childhood, she is inspired from her mother. Her mother was very active in education field. Not only this, she is appointed as a COE, Center for Excellence, for the six district of Madhya Pradesh, that is Agar Malwa, Devas, Mandsaur, Sajapur, and Ratlam district. She is the district coordinator of Bhopal for COE, and she is the city coordinator from the CBSC for the Ratlam district. Ms. Singh try her level best to implement NEP 2020, which is the national education policy implementing in India in 2022. It is the one of the important thing which we are going to adopt in the lower education as well as the higher education. In Madhya Pradesh, in higher education, it is the second in the country that NEP 2020 is implemented. But in the lower level, from the next year, it is going to start or implemented. For implementing this, she has established, or her school is recognized to establish a Atal Tinkling Lab. RPS is also a lead collaborator of her learning by the CMSC. So this is the few words regarding our eminent speakers, Mr. Neelam Boksani as well as Ms. Sayukta Singh. I'm not taking much time in between our speakers. I am highly privileged to have them in our speakers. With this, I would request Mr. Neelam and Ms. Sayukta to grace this platform with their thoughts and views. Again, I'm thank you to all of you, organizers as well as our speakers, and switch over to Ms. Meenal to pursue the further program. Thank you, Meenal.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Definitely, this event will be fruitful by exploring and sharing the knowledge on the basis of women empowering in the field of science through our speakers. And our chief guest, Dr. Prajesh Paresar, could not able to join because her mother passed away last week, and he engaged in her uh, uh, spiritual activities, like therefore but this event organized by motivating him. He is mentor of this event, so therefore I memorized Paresar more and more. But okay, now I would like invite to respected Madam Dr. Bhavna Deshpande. Uh, she is professor in mathematics department and IQAC cell coordinator of Government Arts and Science College, Ratlam, Madhya Pradesh. Please say some few words for our guest and dignitaries. Thank you, Madam. Over to Madam.
Good morning to one and all. First of all, I would like to congratulate Chemistry Department for organizing this international event, Global Women's Breakfast. On behalf of Government Arts and Science College, Ratlam, I, Professor Bhavna Deshpande, Coordinator of Internal Quality Assurance Cell, extend my warm and hearty welcome to all of you. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome our guest speakers, Dr. Neelam and Madam Sanyogita Singh. I also welcome our students Jaya, Rashi, and Aditi. My warm and hearty welcome to all participants. Encouraging women empowerment in science is not only the right thing to do it, but it also allows scientific organization to derive an innovation dividend that leads to create smarter teams, hence opening the door to new discoveries. In this way, women can contribute for building strong nation by their knowledge and skills in various fields of science. I am sure our eminent speakers will throw light on it. Thank you. Thank you, Minal. Over to Minal.
Thank you very much, Madam. Uh, Drops of water make an ocean, like as each woman contribution makes the future of shaping of the world. Uh, Now I would like to invite our eminent speaker, Dr. Neelam Gurnani, Madam, and she is pro former student of this college. She passed out PG in 2000, and nowadays her work is based on computer-aided drug design, molecular modeling, and her title talk is Role of Women in Medicinal and Healthcare Field. Please, madam, share your presentation and beneficial with us. Uh, Please.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Niro Gupta. Good morning to one and all. It's my utmost pleasure to share this virtual stage with you all. Dr. Professor Y.K. Mishra, sir, and thank you so much, sir, for such a wonderful introduction also. And
Thank you.
It's an honor, sir. It's really an honor. I'm feeling very emotional as well. And Dr. Bhavna Deshpande ma'am, Ms. Sayongita Singh ma'am, Dr. Gupta ma'am, and so fun. Yeah. It's an honor to share this stage. Plus, I'm very thankful to Dr. Minal Gupta ma'am to invite me and make me part of this wonderful event. And let me just share my slides, then I'll start with that. My condolences to Dr. Pare as well. And
Yes.
Yeah, can you see?
Yes, madam. Yeah. Your slide is visible.
Okay, one second. Yeah, so, the topic of my presentation is role of women in medicine and healthcare. I'm introducing myself as an alumnus of Government Arts and Science College, Ratlam, because I'm feeling very proud to be part of this event and share the stage with my ex-faculties who have taught me. And this is the overview of my presentation. Initial few slides I'll be introducing. I have been introduced very well by Dr. Mishra and Dr. Gupta, but and as Dr. Bhavna Deshpande also introduced me. But I would like to still share some more facts or some more points about me to connect the dots. And because I strongly believe that to understand the view of a speaker, audience need to connect and understand from where the views are coming from, like what is the background of the speaker. So I'll just try to explain it from my perspective. Then we'll talk about the healthcare sector, like what is healthcare sector, what are the occupations covered in this sector. Then I'll present some data about the occupational segregation in healthcare. Then few slides about the empowerment inherited in Indian culture related to healthcare. Then I would like to share few luminaries, their extraordinary accomplishment, because I feel like I get very inspired when I read the stories about the people who could achieve, despite of all the odds, who could achieve much. So it feels very inspirational. So I would like to share a few such stories. Then one slide I'm dedicating to the women who played significant role in fighting against the COVID-19, which is the contemporary issue we all are facing right now. Then a few slides I'll be trying to scratch the history from where the battle of this battle has started. After that, solution, we can't just leave the topic at the problem by discussing problem only. We have to find the solution also together. So the conclusion of my presentation would be by trying to find few solutions for this problem. So as far as my background is concerned, as Dr. Mishra mentioned that I have completed my BSc and MSc. My BSc was in 1998, I completed in biology, and my MSc was in chemistry in 2000. And both my degrees were from Government Arts and Science College, Ratlam. Then I did my PhD after a long gap between 2009 to 2014. My mentors were Dr. Madhu Gupta and Dr. B.K. Mehta, sir. And I just not only studied in Government Arts and Science College, I even worked there also as an ad hoc professor, as an assistant professor on ad hoc in 2000, just after completing my MSc. Then 2 years I worked in Government College Salana also. So I have deep roots with the academic institution in Ratlam, and I still feel very connected to those places. Then in 2002 and 3, I cleared NET for lectureship and then for junior research fellowship in chemical sciences. And from 2003 to 2013, I was serving in Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan, Kendriya Vidyalaya or central schools, we call them, as a lecturer of chemistry. This is my family. Right now, I'm staying in Pittsburgh, which is a city in Pennsylvania of United States. And as means right now my last name is Bakshani, but I was known as Neelam Gurnani in Ratlam. So I'm just introducing my maiden name, which is Neelam Gurnani. Yeah. So in 2013, my life got changed. Like I then from 2015 to 2021, just few months ago, I was serving as assistant professor of chemistry at the University of Virgin Island. This is the campus where I was working before COVID-19. After COVID-19, we were virtual. I was taking all my classes virtually. And University of Virgin Islands is a small university which has 2 campuses in 2 islands. So I was in St. Thomas campus of that university. And at UVI, the University of Virgin Islands is abbreviated as UVI. So when I was at UVI, I started doing computer-aided drug designing research. So when I was doing my PhD, my research was based on isolating natural products from the plant extracts and then characterizing them. And when I moved to UVI, when I moved to UVI, I tried to continue my passion towards natural products, but I changed the technical part. Like instead of isolating and characterizing them, I started doing computer-aided drug designing research. Then after COVID-19, as we went virtual, so we decided to move to Pittsburgh. Means from U.S. Virgin Islands, we moved to Pittsburgh, which is in the mainland, and that's when I introspected and I felt like it's been too long. I'm just teaching and doing research, and I wanted to try something else, like something different. And that's when I started my career. I changed the gear of my career, and I started as a medical writer in Roche Biotech. So recently, like you would say, recently I have switched my career from teaching or research to writing. Yeah. Before starting this, I would like to give you one interesting fact about Roche Diagnostic or Roche Biotech, where I'm working right now. It's a corporate sector, and it's a largest biotech company in the world. I'm just trying to connect the dots because as I'm going to speak about the healthcare sector, and Roche Diagnostic or Roche Biotech company is world's largest biotech company. And this was the company which launched the first COVID-19 test in May 2020. So they were the first, that was the first company who launched COVID-19 testing. And I'm working in the Roche Diagnostic division of Roche Biotech company. So in diagnostic, they develop the testing for different diseases. So all this background I was describing just to make you understand that I'm coming somewhere. My research was related to drug designing, drug discovery. Then currently also I'm working in a biotech company. So somewhere I'm related to healthcare. Somehow I'm connected to healthcare. I have come across lots of women who work in this area. So I felt very interested. Like I found this topic very interesting to discuss because I can share my personal views also on it. Because as you get to interact with the people, so you know exactly what are the actual difficulties or actual challenges women are facing in healthcare sector. Now, before starting anything about my presentation or about this topic, I would like to make sure that all of us are on same page. We all are understanding that healthcare sector is not just only about the doctors. It's not only about the physicians and surgeons. The medical care sector covers many, many more occupations. It is about the laboratory assistants, it's about the marine biologist, it's about the animal behaviorist, it's about the psychiatrist, psychologist, and even the zookeepers. They also will be part of healthcare sector. Anything to do with health, whether it's a mental health, physical health, any profession related to health would be considered in this area, in this field. Even nutritionist who takes care of your diet will also be a healthcare employee, healthcare worker. So this is a model just showing that there are many, many occupations covered under healthcare umbrella. So when we are saying the gender disparity or gender inequality, we are talking about all these occupations altogether. So these graphs or this data I have taken from a report published by WHO. This report was based on a study this report was from this data is from a report or from a study report which was based on 104 countries, and it was published in 2018. So it was an extensive studies covering a lot of countries from the world. And according to this study, health sector is the biggest employer in the world with 234 million workers working under this umbrella. And in this report, it was mentioned that 67% of women in 67% of this employee force, like this workforce is women. So women's share is quite significant in this. And if we see the distribution, gender-wise distribution, so this graph is showing physicians and this graph is for nurses, like how the gender equity or gender distribution is there, basically. So black color is for females and red color is for males. So if you see different regions here, so if you talk about African region, in African region, only 28% females are in healthcare sector, while 72% sector is covered by males. On the other side, if we go in the European region, 53% females, 47% males. So it's almost equal. If we go to Southeast Asian region, 39% female are there, 61% males are there. But if we see the nurses, physicians are the doctors. But if we see the nurses, we can see clear differentiation. Majority of the nurses everywhere are females. And that makes sense because we see around us, most of the nurses around us are women. So this occupation is very much covered by, very much dominated by females, we can say. Now here, if you see this graph, if you try to understand this line graph, so here, this line is for nurses and midwives. Then red line is for pharmacists, blue line is for doctors, and yellow line is for physicians. So if we see, and here on this x-axis, we have the age bands. So we see as the age grows, like in the younger age side, up till 40 years, we can say, the percentage of women is high in all these professions, whether it's physicians, doctors, pharmacists, or nursing. The women contribution is significantly high, but as the age increases, like after 40, we can see these three lines are going down. So the number of women in these professions decrease as the age increases. And on the other side, if we see the nursing profession, the number of women is increasing with the age. Now, why in other three professions, number of women is decreasing with age? So there may be many reasons, like as age progresses, women get more family responsibilities, they become mothers, there's a maternal wall, they are expected to sacrifice their career for raising their children, and the other things in their life get priority over their career. So that may be a reason. Then here the fact is the same thing, what I'm discussing, majority of higher wage health occupations under the age of 40 are women. And male worker, So in this black line, if you see, as this is going high, means male workers more males are coming in the nursing profession now. More males are opting the nursing profession. It's not going to be 100% female oriented. Now more males are also entering in the field. So far, picture seems very rosy. Women are contributing significant. There is a good percentage of women working as doctors, as pharmacists and everything. But problem arises when we talk about the income, payment. Women earn on average 28% less than men. It means for the same work, if a woman is doing the same work as her male colleague, she's getting 28% less income for the same work. That doesn't make sense, means it doesn't look fair. For the same kind of work, women are being paid less. There's a gender inequality. And this graph is showing the same thing. Here, the income is given here in deciles. The income range is divided into 10 parts. And we can see the black color is women and red is men. So when we go to decile 10, the last block of the income, last band of the income, high income positions, we can see males are earning much more than the females. Means females are being paid much less than the men. And the problem becomes more significant, more prominent in private sector, because in private sector, the men are being employed, more men are being employed in the private sector than women. They are being employed more, they are being paid more, they are being offered higher positions than and their counter means like female colleagues are not given those opportunities for career advancement. On the other side, for lower paid jobs, women are more frequently employed in private sector. So we can see there's a gender discrimination. Males are being given more opportunities to advance their career, to go to higher positions, to occupy these CEO positions, C-suite positions, higher managerial positions. But women are not getting those opportunities as much. So what are the reasons? Why is it so? Why is there gender inequality? And I believe that this discrimination is not only in healthcare sector, but it is the problem in every field, I would say, whether it's IT sector or any other area. What are the reasons? So there are some reasons mentioned in the study. One is underrepresentation in senior positions, then fewer opportunities for women for career advancement, and there is a gender discrimination in most of the societies. So far we discussed in last few slides, we discussed about the global scenario, how the global scenario looks like in healthcare sector. Now let's talk about our India. What is the position? How this field looks like in India? So how's healthcare industry in India? So I would say every Indian kitchen is a clinic and every grandma is a doctor. Do you agree? I think most of us agree on it. There's a very common Ayurvedic knowledge being transferred from generations to generations. A significant wealth of Ayurvedic knowledge exists there in our society. And most of the Indian women are well equipped with it, I would say. There's any issue, okay, to the home remedies are there. So if we don't consider a formal medical education, every woman is a doctor in India. But yeah, besides that, this picture also I wanted to share. I love this picture because it's showing that women scholars, not only now, but from almost 3,000 years back, the first doctor in the world, I would say, Maharshi Sushruta, who was a plastic surgeon 3,000 years back, we can see the women scholars are assisting him. So this shows that women were very much involved in healthcare industry from Vedic time. So we have a very significant wealth of health, medicine and healthcare knowledge, I would say. Now, if we talk about the formal medical education or formal healthcare accomplishments, so women in present era are not less. There are many women. I can't cover all of them in this presentation due to time limitation. So there are many women who have pushed boundaries and accomplished a lot. And this is the first woman I'm going to talk about. And she has impressed me a lot in a way because she is physically disabled. Dr. Niro Kumar got polio when she was 3 years old. So besides fighting with the society, besides fighting against the gender inequality, she had to fight with her own disability as well, which is an internal fight. Everybody means whoever is physically disabled, I can imagine that they have to collect all their strength and courage to come over of it. So Dr. Niro Kumar, despite of her physical disability, could achieve a lot. She has completed her medical degree. And after completing her medical degree, she served as a gazetted officer in Central Government Health Services for 25 years. And she took early retirement. And after that, she started her career as diversity and inclusion consultant. She has received Padma Shri Award last year in 2021. And she's a Mars Venus coach. I don't know if some of you know that there's a very famous book, Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. So the author of that book has coached Dr. Niro Kumar. After getting a formal training from the author of this book, she started serving as diversity and inclusion consultant. So what does she do is she trains the professionals in different companies, different corporate companies like PepsiCo, Vodafone, Walmart. She gives training to the professionals working in these companies how to be more tolerant towards the diversity and inclusion. Like all sort of diverse people should work with them, and they should be more tolerant, and they should be more. Um, they should be able to incorporate all kind of culture and diversity in their workplaces. So basically, she trains the people about that. And she was selected as one among the top 100 global diversity leaders by the Times Group. So her achievements are very impressive. Now, this is the second luminary I would like to introduce, or I would like to share her achievements. Dr. Sumiya Swaminathan Yadav. She's serving as a chief scientist at WHO, and she's a pediatrician and clinical scientist known for her work in tuberculosis and HIV. So she has published almost 350 peer-reviewed publications and book chapters. So she's a very renowned scientist in tuberculosis and HIV disease areas, and she has completed her MBBS from AFMC Pune and her master's from AIMS New Delhi. She has served in the Secretary to the Government of India from 2015 to 2017, and currently she is serving in WHO. And one interesting fact about her, I won't call it as an achievement for her because that was her fortune, that she was born as a daughter of Mr. M. S. Swaminathan, who is the pioneer in the field of green revolution in India. So, Mr. M. S. Swaminathan, she is the daughter of that great personality. Now, one more great achiever from healthcare sector is Dr. Indira Hinduja. She is also Padma Shri awardee. She received her award in 2011. She is a very well-renowned gynecologist. If you remember that she's well known for the test tube, she's the pioneer in the gift technique, and she was the one who delivered the second test tube baby in India in 1986, called Harsha, I guess. And after that, the IVF technique became very common. Like Indian society got to accept this technique, and that technique has given light to many people who were not able to get their own children. So, and this is her quotation: I was happy the world would know that my treatment was scientifically and ethically correct, because before that test tube baby's birth, there was an debate in the society whether it's ethically correct or not, whether test tube baby should be born, means like whether this technique should be pursued or not. So after the birth of that baby, what she was the gynecologist, this technique became ethically correct in the society. Society was able to accept it. The birth was an important milestone, not only for me, but in the field of medicine. It brought a ray of hope to many more mothers who conceived through IVF in Dr. Indira Hinduja. So we can see she has given light to many other women in the society. She was a torch bearer. Yeah. So now, besides the women who are working in the medicines, there are other women who are contributing significantly from other sides of healthcare sector. Women who were at forefront of war against COVID-19. We all know how COVID-19 has changed everyone's life, how we all have been so adversely affected with this disease, this pandemic. So when world was looking at the treatment for this disease, these were the ladies who were working hard towards finding the treatment. So this is Dr. Sumati K. She's the head of Research and Development Department of Bharat Biotech. Bharat Biotech is the company which launched first COVID vaccine in India, Covaxin, and she was the leader of the team of scientists. She led the team of scientists who discovered or who could develop COVID-19 vaccine. And she has received her PhD in Life Sciences from JNU, Delhi. And she has also played a very significant role in the development of successful vaccines against Zika and chikungunya. So we can see her contribution is immense. She is doing massive contribution in the vaccine field. And she has received Commonwealth Fellowship from the University College London. And there's one more pioneer character in field of vaccine development, Neeta Patel. She has received 2 master's degree from India and the US. One is in applied microbiology and other is biotechnology. And she hails from a very small village of Gujarat. She comes from a very small place, but right now she is working as a director of vaccine development department of Novavax, which is a Maryland-based USA company, biotech company in USA. And Neeta Patel has led a team, all-women team, and they have recently launched their COVID vaccine, which is the first vaccine developed by all women. And she works almost 18 hours a day in the lab. And she was very passionate that she wants to find a treatment for COVID-19 and she could successfully achieve it. So these are the women who inspire us, that despite of all odds, all complaints, what we do about gender inequality in society, these women could achieve. There's a hope, there's a way. Now, the battle, what we are talking about, gender inequality, this is not new. This is persisting in our society from long time. This battle continues from centuries. So I wanted to share the stories of these 2 women who won this battle when nobody else could have imagined it. Anandibai Joshi, you can see her era was 1865 to 1887, the time when women were highly suppressed in the society. There were child marriages, widow marriages were not allowed. Each woman was bearing almost 8 to 10 children at that time. And society was very conservative for women. In that period, she was the first female Indian physician, Anandibai Joshi. She came to US and she finished her medical degree, formal Western medical degree from United States of America. And what made her do this? What made her inspired to achieve this? So she got married when she was just 9 years old. And at the age of 14, she gave birth to a baby. And that baby died within 10 days because there were not enough medical facilities available. So that inspired her. And she decided to be a doctor. But that just inspiration wouldn't have worked if her husband has not supported her. So her husband, Gopal Rao Joshi, was very supportive and he made her complete her education. But the unfortunate thing was, the year she completed her degree, she went back to India from United States and she passed away due to tuberculosis. So she couldn't practice. She got the degree, she became the first female Indian physician. She got the congratulation note from Queen Victoria. But unfortunately, she was not able to practice her knowledge. Now, here is the second inspirational character, Kadambini Ganguly. Her era is pretty much similar to Anandibai Joshi, 1861 to 1923. She was from Calcutta, and she was the first woman who not only completed the medical degree, but she could also practice it. And she is the first official female physician in modern medicine. She traveled to England for further study and she earned a triple diploma. Now, these things may look very simple nowadays, but if we imagine in that era, these were very big achievements. And there were strong obstacles, adversity for her contemporary work. She was being called mean words. She was not being accepted by the society. But despite of all these obstacles and adversity, she could achieve what she had achieved. And her support system was her father, Braj Kishore Basu, and her husband, Dwarkanath Ganguly, who himself was a very well-known social worker in Bengal that time. So we can see, I bolded these sentences because I wanted you to pay attention on it, that they got support from their family. They could achieve because they had the zeal to achieve it. They wanted to achieve it, so they could achieve. But there was a very important factor: support from their family, support from their husbands, which helped them in achieving what they could achieve. Now, this is also a very interesting cartoon I got from the Twitter, actually. Mr. Anand Mahindra, he shared this cartoon, and it makes so much sense. It's not only for healthcare sector, for any working woman in any area. We can see women, or if they are working, they have to cross all these obstacles to achieve anything. If men are working, they are free to run in the race and win. But when women want to win or advance their career or achieve something in their career, in their vocation, they need to cross all these barriers. There's an extra layer of struggle for them, whether it's in form of domestic responsibilities, whether it's in form of maternal role, that they are supposed to take care of their kids. But it's creating an extra layer of struggle for them to achieve something. Now, what is the solution? We discussed about the problem. Gender inequality lies in every field of the society. Now, what is the solution? How can we solve this problem? How can we empower the women in the society? So, as just a slide before this, I was talking about how Anandibai Joshi or Kandambini Ganguly could achieve what they could achieve. There was a support system. There was a back support from their family. So that's the solution of the problem, according to me. In my opinion, that's the solution. We need a support system. Family has to support a woman to be successful. Behind every successful woman, there is a family who trusted her and not the society. Now we have to make a team. Women alone cannot achieve. They need support from the family. These are some ways we can empower our women, we can empower our girls by giving them right and power to choose. When I say power or right to choose, I'm not mentioning, or I'm not referring just about the career choices. We have to empower our girls, our women, and make them, give them the privilege to decide, to choose, not only career, but any other aspect of their life. I believe that if by giving that liberty to women to choose, we can solve many issues related to gender inequality, and it may also solve the problem of crime in the society. Boy doesn't need to throw the acid on the face of a girl. If he understands that that girl has right to choose, right to say no, and decide not to choose him as a partner. He doesn't need to be angry and throw the acid. So that can control the crime also in the society. And once the crime is controlled, I feel like more families would be comfortable in sending their girls and allow them to fly. Because right now, due to crime also, like from my personal experience, I feel like because of crime also, many times parents of family doesn't support the girls. So that may be a way to solve the problem by making our women more empowered, our girls more empowered. And that doesn't come only by teaching our girls, okay, you have to decide. But we have to teach our sons, our men in our family also, that they need to respect the right of a woman to decide, to select, whether she decides to work or whether she decides not to work. It's her decision. It has to be her decision. Now, sharing family responsibilities, I think we are coming along in this, means we have achieved a lot, I would say. Now many men are taking and sharing the family responsibilities. That's a way we can reduce the pressure on a woman, and she can feel more free to achieve the career goals. And yeah, this is also a good picture just to show that it's a very common stereotype in the society that women are multitasker. They can manage many things. There's a very simple excuse for men to give, oh, women can manage many things. They can handle so much. So that stereotype needs to be broken. That stereotype, we need to come out of it. We can't imagine, ultimately women are also human beings. We can't expect them to every time multitask. That creates a kind of pressure on them to be a good mother all the time, to be a good daughter-in-law all the time, to be a good wife all the time, which is not possible as a human being. So that pressure needs to be removed of. As a society, we need to understand that women are also humans. So lowering the expectation bar could help. We can make them more relaxed. And I think with that relaxed mentality or relaxed mental state, they can achieve much more. And this is also a very common problem. Support maternal wall. Once a woman becomes a mother, all expectations are from her. Like everybody expects that she should sacrifice all her career and all her hobbies or everything. She has to sacrifice and be a good mother, sit at home and take care of the child, which is fine. If she decides to do that, that's perfectly fine. But as a society, we should not create that maternal wall for a woman to become less achiever, low achiever. So a support from the family in shattering that maternal wall can also be a solution towards removing this gender inequality. Now, finally, this is my conclusion slide. And there are many Indian women who have achieved a lot. Some of them I'm presenting here as a symbol of success. And I like these quotations, so I would like to share here. There's no limit to what we as women can accomplish. Sky's the limit. And this was Michelle Obama who said that. And then there's one more quotation which is very interesting. Don't let anyone tell you that you are weak because you are a woman. It was said by Mary Kom. So this is my conclusion slide, and I would like to end my presentation here. These are some of the resources used for the presentation slides. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. One question raised here. Did Roche company provide hand-on training for development of diagnosis from Pooja Bhardwaj?
Hand-on training to whom? Like the patients who are using their test kits or the employees?
Okay, hand-on training. This company will be provided hand-on training for the students.
Yeah, they have some internships. Like for US side, I know they have internships for the students.
Okay.
They provide internship to master's students or even the undergraduate, like the bachelor students also they provide. And they have, I don't know if they have campus in India, but they have virtual employees working from there. So yeah, even
Okay.
I'm working remotely with them. So they have like, they don't have any physical campus in India, but they have many employees from India.
For any time, if it will be this type of hand-on training will come, please share with us.
Sure, definitely.
Okay, madam. Thank you, madam.
And
Thank you very much.
any student who is present in this presentation want to get any other information from me, they are most welcome. I can share my email address with them later.
Okay, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank
Your
you.
talk was your talk was very effective, knowledgeous in the field of biotech and healthcare concerned about COVID-19, pandemic disease, test tube baby, gender inequality, and earning difference between male and female, and struggle of women and her achievement during uh, struggle and then achievement, how they achieved, and gave her view for development and growth, and to minimize gender inequality. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Mrs. Sangotia Singh, Principal, Government Ratlam College and CBCSE Coordinator, and please share with your presentation. Please share with us. Please come. Sing, madam.
Miss
Yeah.
with
Hello. Yeah.
Sanyog,
Good morning, everyone.
Sanyog.
Sanyogita. Sanyogita. Hello. Am I audible to all of you? Hello. Ma'am?
Yes,
Gupta
yes.
ma'am, am I audible to you? Yes. Good morning, all of you. And I'm Sanyogita Singh, Principal, Ratlam Public School. I'm hereby invited by Mishra sir, my mentor, to speak on the need of women in STEM. Being a CBSE City Coordinator of Ratlam District and a lead collaborator in Hub of Learning project run by Central Board of Secondary Education, New Delhi, I am working for the quality enhancement, collaborative growth, and promoting self-improvement in students and all the teaching staff in my district. I believe women bring diverse ideas and different perspectives to enrich and expand knowledge and science in all its facets. They need to be given equal opportunities to participate and engage in activities and decisions that will shape their future. Ma'am, can we start up with our slides? Gupta ma'am? Gupta ma'am? Hello? Gupta ma'am? My presentation is ready with you? Hello? Hello? Yeah. Thank you, Gupta ma'am.
Oh, madam.
Thank you.
Yeah, madam.
So as I have already said that my topic is the need of women in STEM, and this is the field where I work. And being a principal of Ratlam Public School and lead collaborator in Hub of Learning, I got ample opportunities to incline the
Yeah.
students and the teachers towards STEM. And as many problems that was discussed by ma'am who was taking presentation right now, the solution to everything comes through education, and I am working on it. What I believe is that women bring diverse ideas and different perspectives to enrich and expand knowledge and science in all its facets. They need to be given equal opportunities to participate and engage in activities and decisions that will shape their future. Ma'am, next slide. Yeah. So as you can see in the slide, Aditi Pant, Kalpana Chawla, and Shakuntala Devi are some of the renowned names in Indian science who have time and now proved and excelled way ahead in their respective fields. Still what I'll say is that the numbers are very few. Next. Ma'am, next slide. There is a shortage of women in STEM field. Globally, women are underrepresented in engineering, in physics, as well as in information, communication, and technology fields, which leads to monetary disadvantages and gender divide. Statistically, next slide, ma'am. Statistically, in India, we need more women in STEM fields. Only 3% of women enroll in a PhD in science and maths, and mere 6% opt for a PhD in engineering and technology. As per estimates in 2018 and 19, women were better represented in information technology and computers, as well as in science fields. Women leave STEM careers at disproportionately higher rates than men, particularly among those who are working parents. Next slide. Why do these gaps exist and what can we do about them? The gender gap in STEM begins in education, fueled by a gender stereotypes, and expectations regarding women's work. Despite similar achievement scores among children of all gender in maths and science, men remain the overwhelming majority of students studying STEM fields in higher education. The few women who begin their careers in STEM face male dominated workplaces with high rates of discrimination. And next slide. Yeah. Women in STEM therefore require a supportive ecosystem, which starts with dismantling gender bias and tackling the gender pay gap and extends on to eliminating discrimination and building women's capacities as they try to build careers in these fields. And next slide. UN Women and Government of India partnered to launch the Sri Shakti Challenge with a specific focus on women entrepreneur-led solutions and on innovations that impact a large number of women for strengthening the fight against the coronavirus. The 11 women finalists included outstanding STEM entrepreneurs from biotechnology, computer science, life science, engineering, and they received support and capacity training in the form of financial assistance, mentorship, and training in communications, marketing, and business development. These women entrepreneurs developed a range of solutions, including a ultraviolet sterilization box for safe reuse of PPEs, a non-alcoholic hand sanitizer, and an antimicrobial solution that can be sprayed into cloth to convert it into a mask, offering an easy and convenient option for all, especially for mothers, to keep children safe on the go during the pandemic. Next slide, ma'am. One way to dismantle gender stereotypes and gender bias is by highlighting our role models in STEM. The presence of role models can build self-confidence and boost the aspirations of the women and girls to pursue this career path. STEM serves as an interdisciplinary educational approach and allows for the holistic development of students. With STEM, students are equipped with the ability to take an integrative approach to identify, apply, and integrate different concepts to come up with innovative solutions to real-world problems. Only with a sufficiently diverse pool of ideas from students, even at an early learning stage, can truly informed outcomes be expected. By encouraging and supporting girls who want to pursue STEM, we open pathways and opportunities for greater innovation and scientific success in the long run. And here comes the role of a school. And that is the place where I am working. And with this note, I would like to thank you all of you to give me a chance to speak on this topic, the need of women in the STEM. And I feel that all of us should stand up equivalent to the boys, to the male, to make this society, this world, a better place to live in. And that's all, sir.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.
Your lecture was very innovative, and your talk promoting to all women and girls basic, they need basic education, and they elaborate us from parents, from sisters and brothers and her father. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you,
Thanks
ma'am.
again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now I would like to invite this first technical session is over, and we turn to second technical session from the students activity. And now we go in students activity. Then first of all, I would like to invite Aditi Joshi, BSc third year student, and she will be presented her talk based on science in women. And I share I am sharing her slide, and she will give you presentation. Thank you very much.
I think before we start second technical session, I should give vote of thanks to our speaker,
Okay,
and
sir.
then we start the second. technical session.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So now I would like to invite Dr. Kavita Thakur, Madam, Assistant Professor, Chemistry Department, Government Arts and Science College, Ratlam, Madhya Pradesh, India. Please uh, say vote of thanks to our dignitaries and speakers. Please, Madam, share with us.
Thank you, Minal Madam. Good afternoon to all. Thank you so much to give me opportunity to vote of thanks. I, Dr. Kavita Thakur, on behalf of Chemistry Department, Government Art and Science College, Ratlam, MP, India. First and foremost, I thank Honorable, respected our special chief guest, Dr. Neelam S. Baksani Madam, Dr. Sayogita Singh Madam, Dr. Brajesh Pare Sir, despite his busy schedule, has found time to grace this event for valuable contribution and making this event as a grand success. I am sure the participant must have benefited by attending this event. I thanks our well-wisher, patron, Principal Dr. Sanjay Vate sir, that inspired us to do our best and stand as a pillar of power. With deep sense of appreciation and support this event, I also thanks to the head of department, Dr. Y.K. Mishra sir, for their guidance and encouragement in all our efforts. I would like to thank IQAC coordinator Dr. Bhavna Deshpande madam. Your guidance will always. I special thanks participate and faculty for their presence and contribution to in events. I give special thanks Dr. Meenal Gupta to convener this event. She does sincerely working during this event. Thanks once again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kavita Madam. And now we turn to technical session second for student activity. Students are future of the world. They are more energetic and having more grasping power. They will also share her views. Then in the series, now I would like to invite Aditi Joshi from BSc second year. Please share some views to all delegates. Thank you.
A hearty good afternoon to all the dignitaries present here. My name is Aditi Joshi, and today I am here to present my views on the topic Women in Science and Technology. The next slide, please. Did you know that the elements radium and polonium were discovered by a woman? That woman was none other than Madame Marie Curie. The presence of women in science spans the earliest times in history wherein they have made a significant contribution. Women have led groundbreaking research in the field of healthcare, vaccines, treatment, and innovative technologies. They have been on the front of COVID-19 response as scientists, healthcare workers, and many more. So, there is no wrong in the saying that the world needs science and science needs women and girls. Despite all this, there are many issues faced by women in science and research fields. The one such major issue is the gender gap or the STEM gap. The STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Maths. Women make up to only 28% of the workforce in STEM worldwide. and for India, it is even lower at 14%. The major reason is that the women in STEM face job insecurity and are not represented adequately. Now, let us move to the ways by which we can overcome the STEM gap. The STEM gap can be overcome by motivating more girls to join and pursue career in STEM field. Career breaks for women, such as maternity leave, need to be accommodated. Representation of women at senior level needs to be ensured, and the seniority should also be based on total number of years of work experience. Now, let us move forward and see some of the most famous women scientists and researchers that have made a significant contribution in the field of science and for the welfare of humankind. The first such great scientist is Madame Marie Curie. Marie Curie was born in 1867 in Warsaw. Her relentless resolve and insatiable curiosity made her an icon in the field of science of modern world. Indefatigable despite a career of physically tireless work and fatality, she discovered radium and polonium and always championed for the use of radiation in medicine. She got the Nobel Prize of Physics in 1903 for research on radiation phenomena and Nobel Prize of Chemistry in 1911 for the discovery of radium and polonium. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize and also the first person and only woman to win a Nobel Prize twice. Our next great scientist is Maria Geopert Mayer. Maria Geopert Mayer, for most of the part of her career, worked just for the fun of doing physics. Despite this, she made major contributions in the then emerging nuclear physics. Her discovery concerning nuclear shell structure, for which she was awarded the Nobel Prize of Physics in 1963. Barbara McClintock. For the majority of her career, Barbara McClintock worked on the cytogenetics of maize. Her study was so advanced that the scientists of that era did not recognize her work for almost a decade. However, she persisted and finally got recognized for the discovery of mobile genetic elements, that is, transposons or the jumping genes, and won the Nobel Prize of Physiology or Medicine in 1983. The next scientist is Francoise Barry Sinhas. Francoise Barry Sinhas her career as a dedicated her career as a scientist and as an social activist. She discovered HIV, that is the human immunodeficiency virus, and helped a lot in halting the spread of AIDS as a death sentence to a manageable chronic disease. She even volunteered and advocated for the poor people of Africa who could not get the antiretroviral drugs that could stop the HIV virus infection. The next scientists are Elizabeth Blackburn and Carol W. Grader. Elizabeth Blackburn discovered the molecular structure of telomeres, and with Carol W. Grader, they co-discovered the enzyme telomerase. Their study proved effective for the cure of cancer. The next scientist, and the one that turned the world of bioengineering upside down, is Frances Arnold. Frances Arnold believed that the nature was the best bioengineer in the history. She got the Nobel Prize of Chemistry in 2018 for discovering the directed evolution of enzymes. Andrea M Gates. Andrea M Gates was always fascinated by the enormity of space and loved puzzle. This passion of hers kept her awake for most of the nights, and this also led her to discover a supermassive compact object at the center of galaxy, and she got the Nobel Prize of Physics in 2020. Emmanuel Charpentier and Jennifer Doudna. They have been awarded the Nobel Prize of Chemistry in 2020 for the development of the method for genome editing by CSIPR genetic molecular scissors. This technology has revolutionized the molecular life sciences, brought opportunities for plant breeding, and may make the dream of curing inherited diseases come true. It is said that girls with dreams become women with vision. These women scientists too dreamed as and achieved it. As Marie Curie rightly said, we must have perseverance and above all confidence in ourselves. We must believe that we are gifted for something and that this must be attained. At last, I would like to conclude this as a positive quote that there is no limit to what we as women can accomplish. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Aditi Joshi. Her talk and her expression and thought in the modern way and delivered very beautiful talk. Thank you. Thanks again. Now I would like to invite Afreen from BSc third year and share her view. Just a start करते हैं.
A very good afternoon to all of you. We can do anything if we want to, if we stick to it long enough. With this thought, I would like to wish a warm welcome to everyone present here. I am Afrin Fatma Siddiqui from BSc 3rd year. Today I am here to present a talk on some inspirational women who showed us a path and also encouraged us under the event of Global Women Breakfast 2022. Now, our first inspirational woman is Annie Divya. She is a pilot and became the youngest women commander in the world to fly a Boeing 777. She was very passionate and determined to success her long life dream.
माइक और कैमरा
Now,
कितना
moving
है
further, the
नीचे बाहर
mathematician Shakuntala Devi.
आई जाइए
She
इसमें
was
नहीं था
known
उसका स्क्रीन
as one computer for her complex problem solving skills without any help of mechanical device. Now we have a billionaire entrepreneur Kiran Majumdar Shong. She is a chairperson and managing director of Bicon Limited, a biotechnology company. She received many awards for her outstanding contribution to the progress of science and chemistry. Now we have the Nightingale of India, Sarojini Naidu. She was a great freedom fighter, a noted poet, and one of the great aviator of her time. She is the first woman to become the president of Indian National Congress and also the state governor of India. Now we have Wonder Woman Bachendri Pal. She is the first woman to reach the summit of Mount Everest. After that, she successfully led all the women team to the summit. She received the Padma Bhushan Award by the Government of India in the year 2019. Now we have the very talented Kiran Bedi. She is an icon of heroism and former Indian police officer. She is the first woman to got the officer rank in India. She is a tennis player and received many awards. Now we have Pratibha Parten. She is the 12th President of India. She is a lawyer by profession. She is the only female to be appointed to India's highest constitutional office. Now, the very famous Mother Teresa. She's, she's an inspiration for people all around the world for her selfless work among poverty stricken people of Kolkata. She was honored with Nobel Peace Prize. She is the woman who showed us the real meaning of charity. After that, there are many more women in India who have and who continue to inspire and succeed in different walks of life in their own way. One best example among those are present in our houses in the form of our mothers. Then, a successful woman is one who can build a firm foundation with the bricks others have thrown at her. With this motivational thought, I am going to end my presentation here and would like to thank all the peaceful listeners. Thank you so much. Ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Freen. Uh, and she is given a talk about women's empowerment, and very nicely she discussed. And now I would like to invite Rashi Upadhyay, and she is doing MSc from Pune, and she is passed out from Government Arts and Science College, Ratlam, Madhya Pradesh, from BSc. Okay, so now I would like to invite Rashi. Be prepared, Rashi. Okay, yeah,
Ma'am, shall I start?
yeah. Just I present your slide.
Yeah.
I am राशि की स्लाइड कौन सी है यार Okay. Rashi, have you seen slide?
Yes, ma'am. It's
Yeah,
visible.
yeah. Please start.
Yeah. So, ma'am, good afternoon to all the dignitaries and my friends. I am here to present a talk on the topic Women Empowerment and Effect on the Lives due to COVID 19. Women are the pioneer of the nation. Indian culture attaches great importance to women, comprising half of the world's population. According to a report of United Nations, women constitute 50% of the human resources, the greatest human resource next only to a man having great potentiality. Women are the great Women are the great leaders. Women are the key to sustainable development and quality of the life in the family. The variety of role a woman assumes in the family are those of wife, leader, administrator, manager of the family income, and last but not the least, the mother. Women empowerment can be defined through promoting women's sense of self worth, their ability to determine their own choices, and the right to influence social changes for themselves and the other. It is closely aligned with the female empowerment, a fundamental human right that's also to the key to achieving a more powerful and peaceful, prosperous world. Empowering women means promoting them to realize their self worth in this male dominant culture. It also means that promoting and helping women to decide their ability to identify the weakness and the strength for themselves. Empowering women also means giving the power of equal opportunity in all fields, respective of caste and creed. Women empowerment is considered to make them more powerful so that they can decide their own right and wrong. The role of women in the society's transition from pre-literate to literate is undeniable. Basic education is the key to nations' ability to develop and also to achieve sustainability. According to research, education can improve agricultural productivity and enhance the status of female, reduce population growth rates, and enhance environmental production, and thus raise the final standard of living. It has been seen that only the mother in the family most often urges her child to attend the school and stay in school. Thus, the role of women is at the front end of the improvements that lead the family and community to its long term capacity. Global Volunteers Community Development work worldwide strengthens women and child capacity, health, and development. Combination of local leaders, volunteers help to ensure academic accessibility, prenatal development, psychosocial support, nutrition, and health education. Funding scholarship, construct schools, tutor literacy, and the numeracy, and more. Throughout history, the role of women in the society has ensured the ability and long-term development of the nation. During the first wave of COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, India implemented one of the world's harshest lockdown. But as COVID-19 still continues to affect life and livelihoods around the world, we can already see that pandemic and its economic fallout have a regressive effect on gender equality. Data reveals that women's jobs are 1.8 times more vulnerable to this crisis than the men's job. Women make up 39% of global employment, but account only for 54% of the overall job losses. This is a difference of at least 15%. One reason for this greater effect on the women is the virus is significantly increasing the burden of the unpaid care, which is disproportionately carried by the women. Thus, among other factors, women employment is dropping faster than the average, even accounting for the fact that women and men work in the different sectors. COVID-19 pandemic was harming health, social and economic well-being worldwide. With the women at the center, access to the female hygiene products in contraception was extremely limited during the lockdown and the months that followed, especially for the women in the rural areas. In spite of facing these challenges, women continue to be the support system of the humanity. Women are leading the health responses. Women make up almost 70% healthcare workforce, exposing them to the greater risk of infection. At the same time, women are shouldering much of the burden at the home, given school childcare facilities closure and long-standing gender inequalities in unpaid work. Women also face high risk of job and income loss, faced increased risk of violence, exploitation, abuse, and harassment during the time and crisis of COVID-19. Women are playing a key role in healthcare response to COVID-19 crisis. Women constitute an estimated two-thirds of the healthcare workforce worldwide. While globally, there are, they are underrepresented among the physicians, dentists, and the pharmacists. They make up 85% of the nurses, midwives, and the 104 countries for which data is available. Women also make up the overwhelming majority of the long-term care workforce, just over 90% in most of the countries. Despite the fact that the majority of the healthcare worker is female, women make up only a minority of sector in senior or leadership position in health, indicating gender inequality. Here are some facts supporting woman empowerment over the centuries. From 0% to 6.6% CEOs in the top 500 companies of the world like eBay, TCS, Google, Microsoft, and many more. In 1896, we had 0% women participants in Olympics, but it is now more than 50% of the participants are women. Isn't it really amazing? We women now share 24.9% of the world parliament with the men. We are now leading the world today. A total of persons heard, read about, or seen in the news are women. It's quite interesting. I can list many such facts, but greatness of the woman has no end. How wonderful it feels to even state these facts. I am sure everybody who is listening to the fact is feeling the same as I am. Every woman around us had led to empowerment in the society. I am pretty sure and blessed that I am born in such a family. Even if a single woman in the family reaches to a position, she inspires many other generation and parents to educate their girl child and also make her independent and self-sufficient. We women are the born leaders. A leader need not be always present in some powerful position, but running a home is no less than running a society. Because after all, we all women have the power to carve a body in us like a masterpiece. In the end, I would like to salute every woman out there, to the ones who are the homemakers, to the ones who are the teachers, to the ones who are my professors, to the ones who are my students, and to the ones who are working in politics, to the ones working in NASA, ISRO, and also to the ones in the corporate sectors, being the managers, the CEOs, and the employees. To the doctors, the frontline helpers, the cricketers, to the engineers and the domestic helpers, and also to the one who I am missing out right now. You are outstanding. We are outstanding. All the great billion things which the women have achieved in past 1,000 years and many more years from the starting of humanity, for which there is no enough space to list. To the women taking on Mars and protecting us on the front lines, we have come a long, long way in the last centuries. I admire you, I salute you, and I'm with you. In the last, I would like to thank all the listeners for being such so patient listeners. Ma'am, thank you.
Thank you very much, Rashi Upadhyay. And her grandma passed away from before 2 3 days, but she is able and join here. And again, thank you very much, Rashi, and very thank you very much. Your
Oh,
thought
ma'am, it's
very
so nice to
innovative.
be with you.
Okay, thank you. And now I would like to invite Jaya Dhanutia from MSc Chemistry and Chemistry Department, Government Arts and Science College, Ratlam. And she is presenting and her view. Just I am presenting her PPT.
When may I start?
One second, please. Hi, yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Hello, everyone. A hearty good afternoon to all the respected present here. I would like to share my thoughts on women. A simple word, right? But actually not. It's a word containing the whole universe. People usually underestimate women for her qualities and her being, but there were some who outshined them. The traditional norm says women are often considered lower to men. They were just picturized for household works. But things are changing. Now we see women in offices, fields, schools, nuns, principals, teachers, and so on. The list is not stopping. There is no success that women has not achieved. Many people thought that the scientists and engineers could only be men, but actually, women have participated over 3,000 years in those fields of studies. It's known women have been part of activities related to science dating back about 6,000 years. The names of some are Mary Pay. She lived around 2700 BC. She was a chief physician. Another name is Taputi Belakima. She was a chemical engineer who lived around 1200 BC. There are proofs that women have built two of the structures of the seven wonders of the ancient world. Common jokes taken mostly for women and by women that they have to realize there is not just education, but they have to simply take their careers. Women need to come out of their comfort zone and prove themselves. Because until women in this generation prove themselves, the upcoming generation will have no motivation. This was already started by Mother Teresa, a well known personality. Usually, people dream about becoming doctors, engineers, but Teresa, in her early age, was fascinated by the stories of life of missionaries and their services in Bengal at the age of 12. She was convinced that she would commit herself to the religious life. But we all know what we all think cannot be usually achieved in one go. But if there is a path, then we can definitely achieve it. She left home in 1928 at the age of 18 to join the Sisters of Loreto in Ireland to learn English with the hidden intent of becoming a missionary. She arrived India in 1929 and started from the groundwork in Darjeeling. She joined a school in Darjeeling and started working there. She, although she joined a school, but she was not fully satisfied. Now, this is the feeling which is needed to become something to stand out from the crowd. She was increasingly disturbed by the poverty surrounding her in Calcutta. But the visit to Darjeeling by train, she heard the call of her inner conscience. She left and she felt that she could serve the poor by staying within them. In 1950, she founded Missionaries of Charity. She went to serve the humanity. She worked day and night, and her efforts caught the eye of many people, including Prime Minister. In one of the talks, she said there were times she didn't have any money, no income, and she literally begged for food and supplies. And she experienced doubt whether she should work here or just go back to her convent. Now, this is the turning point. If one thinks of going back, then all the work she did will just not stay there. And she knew if she stayed here, she will face difficulties, but she knew she was on the edge of mountain of difficulties. After quenching it, all would be fine. After all these hard works, on 7th October 1950, she received Vatican permission for missionaries of charity. 1952, she opened her first hospital and said, everyone is allowed. As a woman, she said, I had many difficulties, and because I chose a path which was different from others, people usually judged me. But I kept myself, and with all the courage, I did what I wanted and what God wanted me to do. Women today are not just confined in four walls, but they have achieved many, many success with the wings of success. J.K. Rowling, we all know, the famous writer of Harry Potter. Before release her work, she was rejected 12 times, but she kept herself and maintained her confidence. And now she and her work is counted among the best in the world. Let us choose our path, not what others want us to do, but what we want to do, and bloom like flowers and shine like stars. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Jaya Dhanotia. And she talked about Mother Teresa's story and her struggle and her achievement. Then I can say after struggle we can goal, we can success, and we can find a goal. है ना? So now men can never be a woman and vice versa, equal in the spirit of selfless service with which nature has endowed her. है ना? man cannot be woman and woman cannot be man, but her spirit will be equal. Equality should be maintained, and then they will be progressed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all. Thank you very much to our eminent speakers. Thank you very much to our principal, Dr. Sanjay Vate sir, and Professor and Head Chemistry Department, Dr. Y.K. Mishra sir, IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Bhavna Deshpande madam, and Dr. Kavita Thakur madam, and also our faculty members and all students who joined and gave lecture and a beautiful talk because of uh, her her delivered lecture bravely. And thank you very much to all and all participants. And we will meet again next time. Okay, thank you very much. Now we will leave now. Okay, thanks again and again.